Hey everyone, it's Sam here. Thank you for watching. So today I am going to show you how I've made this little double sloped gift box. It's through the video I said it was actually starting to remind me of other things, so it's got a bit of a Happy Meal box kind of style to it. I think it would also look good for Christmas as like a gingerbread or any kind of house shape. It could be a nice new home gift as well. It's just got a really fun profile. I love it. So I've doubled it up, but the box on its own is really nice. You don't have to have this as a handle. It can be a panel and you can have a sentiment on it. I've just done this little gift tag. It's going to be for Mum for Mother's Day. And then what she tends to do is reuse the boxes. So I've done this, her name's just personalised on the tag so she can remove that. And then she's got the box then to use because she gives a lot of them to her friends when she meets them up for lunches and stuff. So inside here, I've got these cans of drink, but you can have obviously anything in here. And if you want to reinforce the base, if you've got something that's maybe a bit heavier, then you can do that as well. But yeah, I think it's a really, really fun one. You don't need any specialty dies. I've used an inverted scallop die to cut the handle and the aperture, but that's an optional piece anyway. And you can easily cut that using your cutting knife as well. So let's get started and I'll show you how to make it. So I've used my paper pad from my Showstoppers 2 collection. And then to cut the aperture, but again, this is optional, I've used the inverted scallops and it's part of the nested rectangles set. And then again, optional, I've used my chunky alphabet to spell out the word mum, and that's going to go on the front. So I'm going to talk you through the box first because there's quite a few steps to this that you can leave out. You know, it's up to you really, whether you want to have just the one. So here is one that I've already made, so you might just want to make this. So a really nice box on its own, but I'm going to make two, double it up, and then I'm going to put that kind of handle or panel in the middle. It's up to you again how you want that to be. So when we get to that, I'll tell you when you can leave it out. So to make a box, so if you want to do my project, then you're going to want two. This is 10 by 9¼ along the 10-inch side. You're going to score it 2 1/4 and 7 3/4. And then rotate it, and along the 9 1/4 side you're going to score it 4 and 6 1/4. Okay, fold and burnish all the score lines, and then to make the lid you're going to want again 1 or 2 pieces of 4 by 9½. Along this 4-inch side you're going to score at 1 and 3½, and along that long side you're going to score at 2 and 7½. Okay, if you do, again, fold and burnish the score lines. If you do want that panel, while I've got my scoreboard out, this is 5½ by 7, but the height of this you can vary. I might even end up trimming it down, so it might not be the 7 inches, but you definitely want the 5½ width because that's the width of the box. Okay, so starting off with the bigger piece, which is the base of the box. Along the sides where you've got the square in the middle, I'm trying to get rid of that wire. Sorry, you can see the charger. Just trying to get rid of that. It's yeah, quite difficult. I'm still trying to get this set up sorted, so apologies there. So with this piece here you'll have that kind of 2 rectangles and a square. You want those sides facing you. You're just going to cut down the score line just to the first score line. So down, and you're just freeing up all of those pieces. Again, rotate and cut down those same 2. And then this square one, just take a little bit off, not too much, just you'll probably find you're cutting mostly the score line. If there's any of that still visible, just trim that away. You just want to make sure this all folds in nicely. And again, this side. Okay, so you'll have a bigger section. This is the base, this smaller section, and then you'll have this one here. That's the front. So just bring it around. You want to make sure you've got that orientation. So this taller piece is at the back, and that's this piece. That's where the slope will kind of start. So I like to bring these ones up, the back one around, and then the front will go around. So you get that nice finish when you're looking at it from the front. We'll snip across here once it's all stuck together. So first of all, if you open it up and just add your glue onto the 2 small squares, okay, and you're going to stick the taller piece on first to the back. Okay, make sure you got a nice right angle there, like so, and then you're going to add your glue now to these pieces. So once you're happy with that shape, you then want to cut across and up to the top corner, like so. And then again on this side, so I'm going to come down. I find it easier to get in that way with my scissors, like so. So now we've got a little sloped piece. Now this is a handy little storage box. It's very similar to the embossing folder storage. You could probably put your 5x7 embossing folders in that, but I'd certainly reinforce it with more cardstock, maybe some grey board on the base. But I do already have them on the channel anyway. Okay, so pop that to one side, and then you've got this one here. Now with that thin 1/2 inch side, you want to remove the little thin rectangles in each corner. So that one and this one. Okay, and then you're going to do the same down here. So just remove those corners. So next you want to cut your aperture. Like I said, that is optional. If you do want to cut one similar to me, then you'll want something that is around 3.5 by 1 3/4, 1.5. If you want to add pattern paper first to this piece and then cut into it, then do that first. But I'm just going to sit this one in the middle and take that down. Just run that through my machine. And then I've got this little piece of acetate. I've had this for a long time, and I think it works perfectly with this collection. So this is 4.5 by 2.25. I've already added a thin strip of tape around the 4 sides, and then flip over this, and I'm just going to sit that over the top. Now because we're working on angles, if I was to just stick that on, these side pieces won't slide in. If I go in like this, you'll see it's going to knock against here, and then that would also knock against the back. So if I open this one up, you'll see that I've got these triangle pieces. Okay, so all you need to do is just roughly find the middle, about there. If you want to use a ruler, you can, and then just cut up to each corner. I'm also going to take a very small amount off of the side here. Again, it's mainly the score line. I just don't want that poking over the edge. Okay. So pop in the sides so they go inside the box, and that will stick on the back there, and then we'll get our hook and loop and everything on there once we've decorated it. But now when you open it, it will all come up. Next, I'm going to add my glue all along this tab. So just pop everything in, and that way you can line it up right to the top there and just fold that over. Also means you've got something to push it against. Just hold that there for a minute. And then if you open it up, once it's kind of grabbed, you'll be able to just add a bit more pressure inside there and just make sure it's all lined up. You got rid of any glue that may have come out. Okay, so whilst that is drying, I've got these pieces here from the paper pad. So I've got this one to go on the front. So again, you'll want 2 pieces of this size if you've done the 2 boxes. So it's 5 3/8 by 2 7/8. I've done a slightly smaller border. So I've done a 1/8 border, whereas usually I do a 1/4 inch. But I think that looks quite nice. And then these are for the sides. So these are 2 1/8 by 3 3/8. And if you just sit this down over the top, so you've got the same border along the side here, here and here. And then if you just mark with a little pen pencil just up here, I'll give you the exact measurement. So that one is 2 7/8 up on the right side. I'm just going to snip across like so. And then with that one, if you pop it onto this one but flip it over and then just trace, just use that as your guide. That's it. So now we've got one for each side. So we've got that one to go on there and that one to go on there. So I'm going to stick those down and the one on the front. And next I can add my hook and loop. These are linked on my Amazon store, and these are the 20 mil or 2 centimetre, because I think they have them listed in mil. So 2 of the hooks and 2 of the loops, and just pair those together. I'm going to pop one pair at each end. You might just want to put one in the middle, it's up to you. And bring that down. Again, make sure it's all lined up before you stick it, and just push that down. And then carefully prise them apart, because you might find they haven't completely stuck properly. In fact, my paper's lifting slightly, so just make sure your paper's completely stuck down. If you open it up, then you can add more pressure and make sure they're really secure. So you can keep them as individual boxes. You can stick them together now like this without having the piece in the middle. So you've got this kind of little house. I think it would make a nice little new home card. Reminds me a little bit of my brownies hut. When I used to go to brownies and Girl Guides, our hut was kind of that shape. Anyway, or you can add the panel and then you can have a handle. So it kind of turns it into a caddy, which I do really like making them. Again, you can see it's still got a really nice look. And that's where I then thought I would have the word mum on this piece. So I gave you the measurements at the start. If you then wanted to have a handle, just use your same die here and die cut it into that kind of portion there. Can you see where I've just laid it down? So then you've got a handle for it, or you can keep it to have it as a place to just have a message. So I'm now trying to decide what it is I actually want to do, because I'm thinking now, do I do a plain handle and have maybe mum on here or mum on the very front? Too many decisions, so I'll get back to you when I've decided what I'm doing. Okay, so I have gone for the handle in the end. I doubled up the cardstock, stuck 2 together, and then I've cut the same aperture in the front there and just cut a little frame and cut that again to stick over the top just to tidy it all up. And then I've got 2 more here actually. So mum is a gin girl, so I think I'm going to keep the passion fruit martini for myself. So she's got this one in here, and then this is the rhubarb gin and ginger ale. And these are, you know, they've got a bit of weight to them, so it holds fine with just a single layer of cardstock. But if you want to add, you know, more, reinforce that base, then you can. But that holds itself really well. Do you know what? It's also reminding me of a McDonald's Happy Meal. It's kind of got that Happy Meal feel to it as well. So I'll pop my little mum tag there, and then I'm going to add some accent glaze to it. But I'll do that off camera because it needs to stay flat. So I'm going to have to, I don't want to take it all off again. So I'm just going to find something to kind of rest that piece on so it stays flat. But yeah. Otherwise, I'm very pleased. Again, like with all of nearly all my packaging ideas, it's going to work great for many occasions. Christmas, turn it into a gingerbread house. I think that would look really sweet. It could be a new home gift as well. So it's, again, you've got the rooftop, put little windows and doors all around here and put some little, you know, gifts in for someone's, who's moving into their new home. I think it's a wonderful little caddy style. I'm not sure what I'm going to call this, double sloped caddy, something like that, we'll see. But anyway, thank you as always for watching today. All of the products that I've used will be linked in the description box below. I'll have my unusual packaging playlist coming up here. You might want to watch that next, and make sure you're subscribed, and that way you won't miss out on any future videos. See you all again soon. Bye.